There's right, tour of the house again when I go upstairs. Okay. I had a tissue somewhere. Mat. Battery about to run out here. There we go.
Hi guys.
So,
Yeah. More lights. I've got a quick query while people are setting up. Is there a difference in video quality between this camera and, let me switch, this camera?
Different picture, Ruth. I can't see you. I can see some curtains and a grey ceiling, so I can't say the pictures have to be the same.
Okay, that might be somebody else's room then, because mine's the kind of architectural and I'm in the pink jumper. Can you see me at all, Mary?
Yes, I can see you now, yeah.
Okay, let me
See two cameras, Ruth. We can only see one picture of you.
okay, this is the first one, and then I'm just going to switch to the other camera. This is
that's
not
better.
Yeah, Got brighter, the second one.
Is it okay? I was just checking to make sure it's actually worth, 'cause this is my phone camera and I assumed it's better quality. It is on my screen. I just thought I should actually check with you guys if it is actually better, not just on my screen.
Yeah.
Right.
We
Still
can
not
see your
great.
pretty face.
It's what, sorry?
We can see your pretty face.
I've just been eating a lot of chocolate, so it's a bit red. Do not endorse the eating of chocolate and unhealthy food.
Oh, no, very healthy. Lots of iron, lots of pleasure.
Yes, that's the main bit I'm going for.
No, it is meant to be quite good for you.
Yeah, well, my theory is with it being Maltesers as well, it's a lot of air involved.
Yeah, I was thinking 90% dark chocolate.
Yeah, I've not quite gone the right direction there. It is 100% pleasure, but I might go on a sugar downer halfway through class and I'll just be like, oh, no.
Never mind.
I'm happy anyway for now. Maggie, have you had a hairdo?
No, I think I had a fright.
Oh, it looks like you've had a nice hairdo done. But while you're away on holidays.
I think this is the aftermath of a decent hairdo yesterday.
Very nice.
Excuse
me. So let's get started then. As always, if you've not been to this class for a while, please feel free to sit moves out that don't suit you. If today it's just not feeling right, one of the moves, feel free to sit it out. I'll try not shout at Greg like I did last week when when he was pushing himself hard, but I probably will. And not you in particular, I just mean someone. I'll probably shout. It just comes out my mouth. I can't stop myself. So let's get started. To begin with, come and stand sideways on your mat, or it doesn't matter where your mat is in comparison to yourself, just looking towards the screen to start with. Arms are going to be out at a T. And then one arm's going to go up as the other arm goes down. And then back to a T and switch the other way around. Opposite arm goes up, opposite arm down. Keep alternating. Just checking, does that make one shoulder hitch up for your body twist? Try and keep your spine nice and straight, shoulders level, and just move from the arms. And then next time you have your one arm up, one arm down, whichever way round it is, you're going to bend both arms, trying to get the hands behind you. And then straighten both arms. And then switch so that one's up, one's down. Bend both arms. Straighten both arms. And switch. Go back a bit so you can see a bit more of me. But looks like most of you got the general gist. So when you have your arms bent, try and get one hand behind your head, the other hand behind your back before you stretch them out and switch. And then start seeing if you can get your fingers to meet each other. So as you bend both arms, can you get your fingertips to touch behind your back? And then stretch out, T, way around. Fingertips meet on the other side. Stretch, T, keep going.
Good when I was a kid. I think there's a huge gap at the minute.
And then come to rest, just shake arms out, give them a bit of a breather. Front there, take both arms up to the ceiling. And then bend both elbows down by your side, but hands stay nice and wide. Elbows stay nice and back. And then reach up and bend. So almost feel like you're making yourself a W with your arms. Reach and W. And then next time you come to a W, keeping that W shape with your arms, you're going to twist the body, then back to center, reach up towards the ceiling, bend back into that W and twist the other way, back to center, reach up, bend down, twist, center, reach up, W, twist, center. So when you're in your W shape, just check in, are your hands sort of in front of your shoulders? Can you have them wide as if you're lying down on the floor and you place them on the floor beside you? Nice, that's it. And then twist, center, reach, W, twist, center. Then just check in with your twists. Do you twist mainly from your neck? Do you twist mainly from your lower back? Can you try and make the twist come all the way up from your tailbone to the top of your head?
You want the pelvis to stay facing forward?
If you can, and then that will encourage more to come from the spine. Dagmar, have a watch of Jane. She's doing it. Perfect demo.
I heard a lot of
Everyone
clicks.
else, everyone else probably is. Jane's just fully in screen and just doing it spot on. Greg's looks like a nice little dance. Lovely. And then come to rest. So take your arms down by your side, and then you're going to open them out to the sides, then up towards the ceiling, and then lower them back down. That with inhaling up, exhaling down, coming through that T shape on the way past. But now I want you to think as if you're pushing through the air, like you've really got resistance as you go down. And the same when you go up, you're really pushing against the resistance to get the arms up. And then next time hands go up towards the ceiling, turn your head to look up towards your thumbs, and then looking straight ahead as the arms come down again. I'll say float up, turn to look up towards the ceiling, up towards your thumbs, and then back down with the arms.
Sorry to be pedantic, Ruth, but are we pushing them through thick air on the way up, or are they floating up and pushing down?
Pushing through thick air at all times.
Right.
Can be as pedantic as you like, and sometimes I'll just say, don't care. And then next time your arms come down by your side, just pause there. You're going to go into your roll down, but we're not going into a press up, so it doesn't matter that you're facing the wrong way on your mat or anything. You tuck your chin and then slowly roll your spine to roll your spine down, sorry, your hands lowering down towards your toes. And then rounding all the way back up. So try and keep the knees straight as you go. Don't let them bend. Just go as far as you can keep the knees straight. If you tend to hyperflex with joints, feel free to have a microscopic bend of your knees so they're not pushing backwards. But it might mean you just can't go as low because you want to keep those legs straight. And then next time you go down, go all the way down, and this time do bend your knees enough to be able to get your hands flat on the floor, or at least your fingertips on the floor. And then from there, you're going to bend and straighten the legs, or as straight as they're willing to go. So bend them slightly, straighten them, but trying to keep your hands down on the floor. And you can bend as much as you want. You can get your bum all the way down towards the ground if you want. And then next time they're slightly bent, just pause there. Do get your hands totally flat on the floor. Walk yourself out into a plank, so your hands walk out. So you're in a plank position. This time you might need to go sideways, spin around just to get yourself back onto your mat. Then lower the knees down in a kneeling plank. So hips are forward in line with your body. So you're one straight line from knees to the top of your head. Perfect. And then slowly try and control lowering yourself down so you're lying on your front.
Will you like
Good. So just have a rest there, lying on your front. Let's have the hands a little bit wider and further forward than your shoulders. Palms down, flat on the floor. And then to start with, just coming up into a back extension as you inhale, and then exhale to lower down. Thinking about keeping imprint with your pelvis throughout. So at the top of the move, are you still imprinted with your pelvis? At the bottom of the move, can you still be imprinted with your pelvis?
What are we doing, Ruth? I kicked something over.
Okay, just back extensions, that's it, you're doing it spot on. So inhaling up and exhaling down and thinking about that imprint as you go. So trying to make the move come from your upper back. Next time you go down to the ground, take your hands a bit wider and a bit further forward. And then you're going to lift up into a back extension, but lift a little bit higher. So this time your neck and your lower back can get involved as well. And then lower back down. If at any point your lower back hurts, so don't come up so high, but see how high can you come? Can you get to the point of straight arms, and then lower back down? Nice.
And so far forward you push your arms.
Yes, the further wider and further forward they are, then it could be just a couple of inches. So yeah, it's hard to see, so I can't really manipulate you all into my ideal, but it doesn't really matter. Then you're going to add on. So every time you come up into a back extension, yes, that beautiful extension, how you've just done. Then as you lower your body back down, lift one leg up behind you. Then the leg lowers as you lift back up into that back extension. And then when the body comes down, the opposite leg lifts up behind you. So Dagmar, try and not throw the chin too far forward, just a small extension of the neck. Yes, beautiful. And then you have the option, if you want to make it a little bit harder, that each time your body goes down, you lift both legs. And as the legs go down, you lift the chest back up into that back extension. Whichever option you've gone for, are you still imprinted with your pelvis? As the body goes up, are you imprinted? As the body goes down, are you imprinted? Make it one last one. And then come to rest back down on the mat. And flip yourself over on, in fact, no, quickly just come up into all fours position. And with your low abs pulled in and your tuna fish cans all stretched out nice and long, you're just going to do cat-cow. So arching the back up and then down. But thinking about low abs in and tuna fish cans stretching you. Stretching your spine nice and long. And then once you're ready, go and lie yourself down on your back this time. So lying on your back, have your legs bent and your feet flat on the floor. You can have your feet together, knees together, but if you have any lower back issues, feel free to take them to hip width apart. And then we're just going to look into the curl up. So we do curl ups quite often, and I just say curl your head, neck and shoulders up. I just want to do slow that down a little bit and have a think about how you curl up. So give me a curl up any which way you want. Let's just have a little look, you see what your curl up is. So head, neck and shoulders curling up. And then lowering all the way back down. So from there, I want you to think now with your curl up that it's only just a light flexion of the neck, as in the chin tucks in towards your chest only a tiny bit, like a centimetre or something. Then that space between your collarbone and your chin stays the same as you curl up by lifting your upper back and curling from your upper back to come up and then lower back down. And then keep going at your own pace, but think about not shoving that chin down towards your chest. It's just a very slight flexion with the neck, and try and make the work come from your upper back. So similar to back extensions, we're trying to make the work come not from your neck, but from your upper back. Good. And then just have a quick rest down on the floor for a minute. Does anybody find that different?
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah.
More in your tummy than normal.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people, when they curl up, they get pain in the neck, and it's that all the flexions come from the neck and the body's not actually lifted that far. It's just hovering off the floor, but it's just encouraging that movement to come more from your spine now, being a little bit more aware of where you're curling up from. So keeping that in mind, we're just going to do the Abdo 5 series that we haven't done for a while, but we're going to break it up with a shoulder bridge in between each of the moves. So getting ready for single leg stretch, I want you to hug your left knee in towards your chest and curl your head, neck and shoulders up as you just did by slight tuck of the chin and then curling up from the upper back. Lovely. Bring your right leg and stretch it out to 45 degrees. So it's straight and lowered down to the 45-degree angle. And then, yeah, just hugging your knee. So holding the front of your knee. Perfect. And then from there, switch the legs over and switch and switch and switch. A single leg stretch. And then just feel your weight on your body. Do you rock from side to side? Try and feel even pressure on both sides of your hips as you move. Imagine you're balancing on the top of a beam or a wall. And then come to rest, bring both feet down onto the floor and your head down onto the floor, ready for shoulder bridge. So feet flat on the floor, quite near your bum, nose looking straight up towards the ceiling. Tilt the pelvis and then lifting one vertebra at a time up towards the ceiling. We'll just do one of these, socks off, and then lowering all the way back down. At the bottom, hug both knees into your chest now. Ready for double leg stretch. So curl your head, neck and shoulders up, but thinking gap under your chin, curling from the upper spine. And then from there, you're just going to stretch both legs away. Keep them squeezed together, stretch both legs away. Point your fingers towards your knees. Yes, or wherever it is that your fingertips just touch your legs. That's your extended version. Then hug the knees back in, trying to reach your hands for ankles. Yeah, front of your ankles, sorry, Dagmar. Yeah, perfect. And then stretch your legs away, pointing past your knees, and then hug them back in, grabbing your ankles. Stretch and reach. Keep going. Try and squeeze your legs together throughout. But thinking about how you're curled up, even though you're staying in that curled up position, make sure that the neck's not squashing down, that you're feeling the curl up from your upper back. One last one. And then bring the legs back in, place the feet down on the floor, place the head down on the floor. Rest your arms by your side. Feet together, knees together. Unless your back's unhappy, then take them apart. Ready for your shoulder bridge. So Mary, just bring your feet in a bit closer. Now you're going to go up into that shoulder bridge, tilting the pelvis, then peeling the spine up as you reach your pubic bone up towards the ceiling. Nose points straight to the ceiling, shoulders pressing down into the ground. Keep the shoulders pressing into the ground as you lower the spine, lengthening it along the floor as you come back down. Beautiful. And then take your legs to tabletop. And then checking that you're neutral with your pelvis. Take the legs as straight as they're willing to go towards the ceiling without losing that neutral of your pelvis. And then lightly flex the neck. Lift the upper back up, curl the upper back up into that curl up. And then grasp your left thigh with your hands. So hands at either side of that left thigh, thumb towards your fingers away. Then you're going to lower the right leg down and away from you. And then switch. Switch the legs, switch. So trying to keep the legs as near to straight as you can throughout the move. For scissors. And again, think about balancing on that wall or that beam. Patricia, tuck your chin a tiny little bit more. Oh, she's gone. I was just going to say, because the nose is too high up, so therefore it will go into your neck. Yeah. Good. Nice. Let's do 2 more each side. And then come to rest, position yourself as you know how to for shoulder bridge. So press your shoulders down, nose point straight up to the ceiling, off you go into shoulder bridge, feet together, knees together if you can. As you lift up, do your knees start veering apart from each other? Can you keep them where they were to start? Yeah, I see, Greg. Can you keep them where they are? And the same on the way back down, shoulders down, nose up. Lower yourself all the way back down to the ground. Good. Place your, let's just go fingertips to ears. And then legs into tabletop. Same as you did for scissors just before. Take your legs as straight as they can do without losing the neutral of your pelvis. Legs pinned together. Good. And then curl the head, neck and shoulders up the way we've been doing. So small flexion of the neck and then lift, curl up through the upper body. Lovely. Fingers still to ears. Try and keep your body as still as possible as you just lower, lower both legs together and then lift back up. See how far you can go without losing that neutral, without losing that perfect curl up. Patricia, tuck the chin a little bit more again. See if you can curl up a little bit higher. Yes, good. So double leg lower. We don't often do this one because I don't think it's very nice. But it's a little treat for you today. Happy June. Make it one last one. Nice, Dagmar, beautiful.
Ow.
And then hug the knees into your chest, lower your feet. Position yourself ready for shoulder bridge. Arms by side, head down, shoulders down, nose up, peel your spine up. And then lower your spine all the way back down. Just as a quick interruption, what do people think of double leg lower?
Ow.
Yeah, double owl.
Thumbs down. Yeah, that's why I normally leave it out. I just don't think it's a very nice move personally, but I just thought I shouldn't choose for you, so I'd just give it you as a little treat. But I think I'll go back to my original plan of leaving it out, to be honest.
It feels like
Probably good for your tummy.
it feels like value for money, Ruth.
Yeah, it feels like it's good for your tummy.
Yes.
There's no way I'd do it by myself.
So What I'd say with that move, yeah, 100%. I think it is great for your tummy if you guys have all got that control of where your pelvis is at. If in the early days and I didn't know you that well and I was worried that your pelvis is rocking backwards and forwards, then it actually is putting a lot of strain on your lower back. As those legs lower down, your pelvis is going to try and go with the legs and tilt up and overarch, and therefore put a lot of pressure on your lower back. But now I know you guys, I trusted you, we did it, that's it, that's years supply of double leg lower. Anybody who feels like they're missing out, feel free to do it in your own time. But right, anyway, crisscross. So legs into tabletop to start with, and then let's go fingertips to ears, and then let's lightly flex the chin and curl the upper body up. Good, just double checking that you haven't squashed your chin right down to your chest. From there, bring your left knee in closer towards your chest, only as far as you can keep neutral, and then extend the right leg away from you till it's straight. And then twist to your left. Does that mean just your right elbow sort of twisted across? Can you twist your body, really try and turn your chest over to the left? And then switch everything over the other way. So leg switch, body switch, and twist, and switch, and switch. So you're always twisting to your bent leg. Good. Try and keep your elbows out in your periphery. Reach back with both elbows as you twist. Yes, nice. So crisscross. And let's go 2 more each side. And then once you've done your 2 more each side, come back to center, lower everything down. Thumbs up or thumbs down for crisscross?
Sorry, say that again.
Thumbs up or thumbs down for crisscross? Dagmar's undecided. Yeah, I personally love it. It's one of my favorites. I mean, it's horrible, especially at the end of the abdomen series, but it's actually one of my favorites. Oh God, we got quite a few thumbs up there. Quite a few thumbs down as well, but I'm concentrating on thumbs up. We'll carry on with that one. Let's do one last shoulder bridge. Seeing as we're in a flow and you've perfected them. So arms down by your side, back of the shoulders down into the ground, nose to ceiling, peeling up. Do your knees veer in or out? Can you keep them exactly the same width? Imagine you've got £10 note between your knees and you've got to try and keep hold of it as you go up and then as you come back down. And then coming all the way back down to the ground. So Greg, I'm going to give you some homework, you and Jane. You're going to do a shoulder bridge in front of your missus, and she's just going to watch if you're, because to me on the camera it looks like both your knees want to veer over to the left together. So I just want Jane to like have a watch of one of your shoulder bridges in person, because it's hard to see on the camera, just to see if you can check that midline. And then I shall see next week how it's looking. If it's the same, then it's just the camera. And I apologise for naming you in front of everyone. You've got homework. So from that same start position, everyone, keep your right leg bent, take your left leg straight out along the floor. And then to begin with, you're just going to lift and lower that left leg. Keeping it straight, lift and lower. And then on every time your left leg lifts, you have the option to also lift your hips up off the ground, similar to shoulder bridge, which we just did, but no articulation through the spine, just a straightforward lift the hips up, lower the hips down. Nice, Patricia. So make both happen at the same time. As the leg comes up, the hips go up. As the hips go down, the leg goes down. And you have the option to take a little bit harder and keep the hips up there, and it's just a straightforward leg lifts, lowers. Whichever option you've gone for, have a think, what are my hips doing? Are they nice and square, or do they tilt left to right? Can you keep them dead still, dead square as you move? And one last one. And then come down to rest. Place your left foot next to your right foot, just so it's in exactly the same position. Take the right leg out along the floor now. So to start with, just the hips stay down as the right leg lift and lower, lifts and lowers. Try and keep that leg nice and straight and reach long through it. Try and keep that left leg nice and still. And then you have the option, as the leg lifts, the hips lift too. As the leg lowers, the hips lower too. And then you have the option that the hips stay up and just the leg lifts and lowers.
Well, it's easy on one side.
Is it what, sorry, Maggie?
It's not as easy on this side.
Oh, you found the good side. That's it weird.
But I'm lopsided.
Have to do more of the other version, the other side. And again, the hips nice and square for your last two. And then come to rest, everything back down onto the ground.
I just need to do something to my supper.
Oh, eat it. Air it out. If it's Maltesers, you can share them. So this time, both feet flat on the floor, legs bent at us. Oh, Jane's off to get her supper as well. You two are meeting up behind the scenes somewhere. Where's she gone? Take your hands and just cross them over your chest. And from there, you're going to do the same curl up that we just did before. So your hands are on opposite shoulders, that is. Yes. Then you're going to do the curl up as we just did before. So slight flexion of the chin towards the neck, towards the chest, sorry. And then curling through the upper back as you curl up. And then lowering back down. Exhale to curl up. Inhale to lower down. That's very suspicious. Dagmar and Jane came back at the same time and they left at the same time.
It just reminded me I had to do something as well. So I just but it wasn't supper.
Oh.
Got the same supper.
They're working out in adjoining rooms. Must be. And then we're going to add on to that. So you're going to curl up, then you're going to twist to one side, then you're going to go down, then go back to center. Curl up, twist to other side, then lower the head back down, then go back to center. Good pause, Dagmar.
Well, I'm thinking so hard I can't do it. So you go up, you twist.
Then you lower down.
Lower down there.
Sort of down onto your shoulder, then roll back to center. I saw it just like a little, moment, just like, let me just think this one through.
This big thought bubble appeared.
Yeah.
Big question mark.
What? Nice, guys. One last one each side, or an extra one if you need to even yourself out. And then once you're done, roll over onto your fronts. So lying on your front, take arms straight out ahead of you, if you can, if that's comfortable. To get your arms straight, if you need to take them out to more of a V, then feel free. But the aim is to try and have them dead straight and parallel along the floor in front of you. That's option number one, to just hang out like that. Or option number two is to keep your elbows down on the floor and bend your arms so that your palms come together behind your head. Fingers pointing up towards the ceiling.
Oh, your palms.
So just come to rest and I'll demo as best I can.
Sorry, that was too many things for me to think about.
That means we all got it wrong.
There's a few. So arms straight out in front of you, foreheads down, and then you're going to keep your elbows down, palms come together, and they point up towards the ceiling.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then start moving, as if you're trying to be a shark, sort of. Good. Then you can bend and straighten with the arms. And trying to have your elbows relatively close in towards your head. Nice. Right. And then just checking, are you still in imprint with your pelvis? Can you think nice and long and tuna fish-like with your spine? Tuna fish cans, I should say. I suppose tuna fish. And then come to rest. Keep your left arm on the floor out in front of you and take your right arm down by your side. Straight arm down to past your hips. Yes. And then take the arms to a T. So straight out to both sides. And then reverse it. So your right arm's straight out in front of you, left arm straight down by your side. So similar to how we warmed up at the beginning. One arm goes overhead, other arm down by your side. Go through the point where you're at a T, so both arms out to the side, and then switch opposite way. Good. Can you keep your forehead down and your upper body relatively relaxed? If you want, next time you have one arm overhead, one arm down, can you bend both arms like we did at the beginning and get one hand behind your head, opposite hand behind your back, and then stretch them both out before you go to a T and out to the other side. One arm overhead, one arm went down. Lovely Mary. Super flexible.
Only one side.
I thought that it looks better on this side.
Yeah, this is good, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a bit stiffer.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you? Oh, there we go.
And then one more each side. And then come to rest. Place your hands somewhere near your armpits. Shoulder armpitsy area. From there, you're going to push yourself up into a kneeling plank as best you can, and then come into all fours position. So walk your hands in a little bit closer to you if you need to get them directly under your shoulders. Again, thinking lower abs in, spine nice and long, thinking about your 24 tuna fish cans as you go into cat-cow with the spine. So thinking all the way to the very tip of your tailbone to the top of your head. Get every little bit involved in the arch one way and then the arch the other way. As you do it, just pause and think, where do I feel it most? Can I get more sensation in a different part of my spine? And then if you want a little bit more challenge, you can tuck your toes under and hover your knees off the floor as you carry on with your cat-cow. How low and how still can you keep those knees? Nice. Very low and very still is the answer. Well done, guys. And one last one, each direction. And then come to rest. Come to seated. Let's do the saw. So take your legs out to a V. So feet just a little bit wider than your mats. Arms to a T. If you need to, have the legs bent or sit up on a block, just whatever it takes to get your spine nice and straight and neutral. And from there, you're going to twist to the right and then saw towards your little toe, opposite little toe. And then just turn your nose and eyes so they're looking down the outside of your knee. And think about having your whole spine rounded in that shape. And then restep back up. And then twist over to the other direction. Saw towards the opposite little toe. Round the spine and turn your eyes and your nose towards the outside of that left knee. Then restep back up. And keep going at your own pace. Twist and round. Diagonally reaching with your little finger towards the opposite little toe. Nice. One more each side. And then bring the legs together, sitting up nice and tall and straight to start with. And then tuck the tailbone under to round the spine, make yourself a C shape. And then slowly lower your spine down onto the floor. So you're lying down on your back. As nice and controlled as you can, keeping those shoulders down. Yeah. Lovely slow motion roll downs, guys. Whee. Beautiful. Well done. From there, hug your knees in towards your chest and curl up as we have been doing. So slight flexion of the neck and lift the upper back, curl the upper back to bring you into that curl up position. Try and reach your hands down towards your ankles. So let's start with something that's similar to double leg stretch as we did before. You stretch your legs out, squeeze them together as you stretch them away, reaching your fingers to the tops of your legs. So whether that's your knees or your shins or wherever it reaches, but your legs are out at a 45-degree angle. They're lowered down to 45 degrees, yes. And then your fingers just brushing the tops of your legs, wherever that may be. From there, pause there. Keep the legs where they are as you take your arms straight up towards the ceiling. And then hug the knees back in. That didn't make sense. Hug the legs back in, reaching your hands for your ankles. Reach the legs away, fingers pointing towards the legs. Then take the arms straight up to the ceiling. Then hug everything back in. Reach away. Arms reach up. Hug everything back in. So that's a 3-part series. Hug, lift the arms. No, hug, reach, then lift the arms. Hug, reach, lift the arms. And then we're going to slow it down a little bit more. So hug the knees in. Reach the legs away. Take the arms up to the ceiling. Take the arms straight out to the side. Then circle them down round as you hug the knees back in. Stretch the legs away. Take the arms up to the ceiling. Take the arms out to a T. Circle them down round as you hug the knees back in. Keep going. Slow motion double leg stretch. Stretch. Reach up. Reach out. Circle round. 2 more like that. Have you still got your abs pulled in? And then make that your last one and rest back down onto the ground. Have a quick breather, just gently rock the knees from side to side. Release off any low back. And then come to this position. I don't know what to call it, so we're just going to call it like this. So one leg bent, top leg straight, hand on the floor beside you. Top arm just resting on your top leg. If your wrist hurts at any point, feel free to just have a rest, or your shoulder or anything, or any other body part. To start with, you're just going to lift and lower the hips off the floor.
I do something different.
Yes, you can freestyle something. You can come to lying and lift and lower the leg if you fancy, or any other move you fancy. Then option number 2, option 1, hips lift up and down. Option number 2 is that you hold the hips up and the top leg lifts and lowers.
Option 3, you take the arm out the way and balance on your knee.
Yeah.
Option 4, flying.
Option number 4, take everything away and just hover. Option number 5, go and get your dinner, because it might be better.
I can't eat after I've done Pilates.
Option number 3, well, 6, maybe we're up to, is everyone come to rest anyway. Nice, Greg, I like the angle. But go in. So everyone have a rest, but option number 3 is to stack your feet one on top of the other, so your legs are nearly straight, and then as you lift and lower, your legs come to straight as you lift the hips up and then lower back down. If that hurts with the feet, feel free to put the top leg just in front, top foot, sorry, in front of the other foot. Try not roll so the bottom soles of your feet are down. You're trying to come up on the sides of your feet if you go in for that option.
Option 1.
And I definitely can't demo that one. So I see everybody's like, I'm done with this one. So we've got the other side to do, I'm afraid.
Everybody's gone on strike.
I've got a
It's like, come on, Ruth, you demo for a bit. No?
Why is everybody just sitting there on their mat?
Being frozen, nobody's doing anything.
Exactly. It's impossible. You've been reading too many books.
Very good, very good.
So let's do the other side. All 7 options available.
I can't even lift myself. So
Option number 1, top leg straight, bottom legs bent. Lift and lower the hips. So you've got the knee there as well as the straight leg to help you lift lower. So yeah, that's it, Mary, lovely.
that one, I can't do both feet. God.
No, feel free to not. Option 2 is to stay up there, top leg lift lower. You have Jane's options to add to the mix. If you did it on the other side, you have to do it on this one. That's a rule. And then option number 3 is both feet stacked one on top of the other as you lift lower. Dagmar's going for it. Let's see.
I can't do it without putting that hand down, and then I'm all kind of kinked.
Just, oh, my hips are hurting tonight now.
Feel free to rest. So I haven't done this for a while because of foot injury, but I'm going to give it a go.
Oh God.
But I've got a healthy one on top, so it should be all right. But the aim is to lift and lower with the feet stacked on. I'm doing things with the arms, but do whatever you want with the arm. But if that does hurt, feet stacked, feel free to go one in front of the other, which I can't demo that one. But it's keeping those feet stacked like that. Just have them slightly bent, the legs, before you get up, and try and squeeze them together to get you up there. I had to have a go, didn't I? I had to prove it could be done.
I don't think any of me likes doing that.
I think my screen's frozen
That's
again.
definitely
A double thumbs down, this one. Unfortunately, that one might be coming back though, but I'll work on ways to get there. We'll figure a way, because It's not so bad once you've done it. The first one's always like, ugh, kind of launching up there, but it's actually quite nice once you get doing it. I'm not convincing anyone. We'll move on swiftly onto something that somebody else still doesn't like. So we're going to lie down on your side. And then take your bottom arm, so that midpoint of your lower arm is behind your head, ideally in the middle back of your head. If that's uncomfortable, feel free to bend the arm and just rest on the arm, or take the arm straight and rest your head on that. But just whatever you've gone for, just try and have your head in line with your spine rather than tilted or turned. Let's just check in. That looks good. Spine nice and long and straight. So shoulders stacked one on top of the other, hips stacked one on top of the other, and then bring your feet forward so that your legs are straight, but they're out at an angle in front of you. And then feet and knees stacked one on top of the other. Just check in that your top hip, can you push it away a little bit rather than let it just, your waist sag down to the ground. Can't get the words out. And then take the top leg, straight leg, up to hip height. And in fact, let's lift and lower with that leg. Lift and lower. And then next time it comes to hip height, pause there and take it back as far as it's happy to go without your bottom leg lifting off the ground. And then from there, you're going to draw small circles with that leg, trying to press that bottom leg down into the ground as you go. Can you take that top arm and place it behind your head as well? Nice. A little bit more balance challenge. And then change directions with the circle of that leg.
More difficult for me.
Weird, isn't it? And then come to rest. Roll onto your front, hands stacked one on top of the other underneath your forehead. If your back's sore, just alternate lifting one leg then the other. If you've got a nice healthy back, lift both legs and they're going to beat in towards each other, in and apart at the speed of my clicking fingers, that kind of pace. So the straight legs go in, out, in, out, in, out. Good, Mary. Perfect. Nice, Greg. And then come to rest and roll over onto your other side. So side lying, side two. So again, bottom arm, you want that middle part of your lower arm at the middle back of your head, if possible. Top hip pressed away. Every body part stacked on top of its partner. It's a quicker way of doing it. Shoulders, hips, shoulders, knees and toes, whatever it is, all stacked on top of each other. Feet further forward. So you've hinged at the hips, your legs are angled forward. From there, top leg lift and lower. As it lifts, can you press that top hip away further? And then come back down to hip height with that top leg and take it back as far as it's happy to go. And then circle back there. Good. Can you take that top arm and balance and place it behind your head as well? Still reaching long through the top of your head, so thinking long through your spine. Change direction with the leg. How still can you keep your body as your leg moves? And then come to rest, and we're going to have to start the cool down because it is that time. Right, let's come and stand at the end of your mats. Facing down the length of your mat. Just set up before we begin. Just have your feet hip distance apart and parallel. I like that we colour coordinated, Dagmar. distracted. So let's start with inhale and reach for the ceiling. Exhale, squat down, reaching forward. Inhale, reach up. Let's come up onto tiptoes. Just pause there, take 2 deep breaths while you're there. See how you can stay balanced. Try not let the ankles wobble. After you take 2 deep breaths, exhale, squat down. Heels come down. One more, inhaling up. Reach up, tiptoes. And then exhale, just standing normally. From there, roll yourself down. So slight tuck of the chin, then round through the spine, 1 vertebra at a time, rolling forward. You know what? We didn't do any rolling exercises today. Feel free to add in a forward roll now while you're in that position. Not really, please don't. And then bend your knees if you need to get your hands flat on the floor. Walk yourself out into a plank. Think long through your spine, so all the way, shoot out from your heels all the way to the top of your head. Shoot the energy out the top of your head. Hold that plank or 3 press-ups. And then once you've done your 3 press-ups or held your plank, round the spine and then walk your hands back in towards your feet, sinking your heels down towards the ground as you go. And restack back up all the way up to standing. Inhale, reaching up, tiptoes. Exhale, squat down, reaching forward. This time, hold that squat. Imagine you're hugging a tree with your arms, so make that shape like a big, nice, round hugging shape and round your spine forward. And then staying down in that squat, take the arms backwards and arch the back the other way, similar like we do with cat-cow. And then round it forward, hug your tree. Reach the arms back, back extension. One more, hug a tree. And back extension. And then just stand up normally. And then round yourself forward. Rolling down. Lowering your fingers towards your toes. Bend the knees if you need to get your hands flat on the floor. Then walk yourself, keeping your hips as stable as possible as you walk your hands out into that plank. And then from your beautiful plank, either hold or 3 press-ups. And then keep your hands and feet where they are. Hit your bum up into the ceiling, towards the ceiling, sorry. And then keep your legs as still as you can. Start walking them in towards your hands. See how low you can keep your heels as you go. And then eventually, if you need to, bend your knees to get your hands all the way in towards your hands. And then from there, restack yourself all the way back up. Beautiful, Jane. Nice, guys. And then you are all done.
Well, thank you, Ruth.
Thank you.
Fabulous.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
See you next
Enjoy
week.
your supper, Dagmar.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Roasted vegetables and couscous with halloumi.
Nice.
Thanks, Ruth.
Well done. Thanks, Patricia. See you guys.
Bye now.
Bye.